ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्वोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो हरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। So Kārikā 8, page number 41. Vibhutim prasavantvanye manyante sṛṣṭi-chintakaः sapnamāyā sarūpeti sṛṣṭiranyaiर्विकल्पिता। Bhashyakara says on page 43, Ataha tat chintayam eva adarah mumukṣūणाम् आर्याणां न निष्प्रयोजनायां सृष्टौ आदरः इति अतः सृष्टिचिन्तकानाम् एव इति विकल्पाः इति आह। स्वप्नमाया स्वरूपा इति स्वप्नरूपा माया स्वरूपा च इति। So we were discussing, there are certain matas regarding the sṛṣṭi etc. sṛṣṭi-chintaka. Those people who are committed to sṛṣṭi, how the sṛṣṭi has come about, what is the sṛṣṭi, why it is created, etc. etc. And if I am created, what's my relation, etc. Why am I created? All these kind of things. So these are all sṛṣṭi-chintaka. They are committed to sṛṣṭi. So there are several matas in here. We are basically committed to the truth, that one truth alone pervades everything, and so we don't have any tatparya in the sṛṣṭi. But anyway, so ataha tat chintayam eva adaraha mumukṣūṇāṃ tat chintayam Turīya-chintaka. So therefore adaraha, our commitment is for only Turīya-chintaka. And so, who are those people who have this kind of adara? Mumukṣūṇāṃ. They want moksha. They want to see themselves free from everything, free from samsara. Aryāṇam. Mumukṣūṇāṃ Aryāṇam. So there are many mumukshus. Many people want moksha, but basically they may not be Aryas. They don't do what is to be done. The people who do what is to be done means the people who are dharmikas basically. Dharma leads to moksha, and therefore Aryanam. Arya means the people who are vivekis, who do what is to be done in their life. They have gained a certain purity of the mind, etc. Those people. So Bhashyakara adds this: mumukṣūṇāṃ Aryanam tat chintayam adaraha Turīya-chintayam eva adaraha. So all that is there is one vastu. Purnamadah Purnamidam. So our when we say everything is Purnam, Means we don't have any adara for the sṛṣṭi. What is this sṛṣṭi, how it is come about, etc., etc. When did it came about? When did it come about, etc.? No. So therefore, this is our commitment. And that's how the Bhagavan Acharya has given, Bhashyakara has given an example also, that if you want to find about that magic, I don't want to narrate because 2 times I have narrated. So anyway, so basically if you want to find out about the magic, well, you should find out this Mayavi who is doing this whole magic. And he is standing there on the stage. So he is the fellow whom you don't see. If once you don't see him, then what he has created, everything becomes real. Right? What he has created means what he has projected. That rope and climbing the rope and everything, So, because since we are looking at his Maya, you omit this person. Your attention is not here. And therefore you are under his spell, we can say. So if you want to get, that is what he say here also. Anyway. So if you want to get rid of this whole delusion, catch the Mayavi. Anyway. So basically whether sṛṣṭi came because of the Big Bang or whatever, it's a headache for these people, sṛṣṭi-chintaka. For them sṛṣṭi is a paramartha. Means regarding sṛṣṭi, they are not concerned about the Adhiṣṭhāna of this sṛṣṭi. For that you need to have a pramana. Because pramana talks about that everything is purna. Or you can say the entire sṛṣṭi has its basis in a Brahman. But if you don't have if you don't look upon Shruti as a pramana, then you will directly inquire into the sṛṣṭi, how it came about, etc. In that case, the whole thing is misguided. And so this sṛṣṭi-chintaka basically looks upon the sṛṣṭi as either satyam or asatyam anyway, but your attention is there. And so sṛṣṭi-chintanam basically Bhashyakara says, so mumukṣutvam āryanam Turīya-chintanam ādaraha nishprayojanayam sṛṣṭau ādaraha. Sṛṣṭi has no prayojana. So basically it's a purposeless for us, nishprayojanam, as a purushartha. Knowing the truth is a purushartha. Knowing Brahman, there is a purushartha. Otherwise, no, Swamiji, sṛṣṭi has a prayojanam. What is the prayojanam? Let's say arthakama and prayojanam. So then definitely arthakama should serve your purpose in life, but that doesn't serve purpose. Moksha serves the purpose. For that you should know that all that is there is one Brahman, and that is you. That makes you free from all limitations and wanting being, etc. Anyway, so therefore Bhashyakara very clearly says, na nishprayojanayam sṛṣṭau ādaraha. For the people like us who have a adara, who have committed to Turiya, they don't have a adara for this sṛṣṭi because it is nishprayojanam, purposeless. It's not purushartha upayogi. And here in this 8th Kārikā, 2 things have been talked about. The first line talks about the people who take the sṛṣṭi as a real. Because if you see vibhutim, so vibhutim prasavam tu anye manyante sṛṣṭi-chintakaha. So vibhutim, this entire creation is nothing but the glory of Ishvara, expansion of Ishvara, splendor of Ishvara. Means Ishvara has expanded into the form of a sṛṣṭi. If Ishvara has expanded into the form of a sṛṣṭi, Ishvara is real, satyam, then sṛṣṭi also is real. So that is the first line. Where anye, some people believe that this entire creation is just a splendor, Aishwarya of this Ishvara. Therefore it's real. Then in second line, he talks about the other people who do not take sṛṣṭi as a real. Sapna-rūpa, Māyā, sarupa, etc. And so they are like Bauddhas. In that there are various things. Even Viṣiṣṭādvaitin we will include. So let's talk about Bauddha. Even though the world is not there for the Bauddha, he is sṛṣṭi-chintaka because he is committed to trying to find out how the world is. They take this sṛṣṭi as a niradhiṣṭhāna, because they don't, for them, they are not Vedikas. So, their commitment is not for the Adhiṣṭhānam or for the Turiya of the sṛṣṭi. Their commitment is to the sṛṣṭi only. And then they inquire directly into that. And, they will say, the whole creation has come about from the buddhi, the mind, but does not have the truth, because there is no pramana for that. So he has this philosophy, sattva-rūpa, Māyā-sarupa, etc. So there is no sad-adhiṣṭhānam for him. It's all subjective idealism. Vedanta says what is here, we don't say it is subjective. We don't say the creation is subjective. We'll be talking about Māyā also today. So what is here is Purna. Anyway, so this sṛṣṭi is basically kalpitam. But kalpitam or mithya means projected, means there is adhiṣṭhāna. So our commitment is to for that adhiṣṭhānam, for the Turiya, Brahman. So Jagat basically is, that's how we give an example, Rajju Sarpavat. So sṛṣṭi, if it is kind of a sarpa, but there is adhiṣṭhānam Rajju. So same way we say. Therefore, we don't say sṛṣṭi is a subjective. They say sṛṣṭi is such a subjective, created by the mind, etc. So we don't dismiss as a purely subjective. For them, they don't have commitment for adhiṣṭhāna. They don't believe it. They don't accept it. They don't accept Veda also. And therefore, their commitment is for the sṛṣṭi only. Even this, to say that sṛṣṭi is basically subjective, created by mind, commitment is only to the sṛṣṭi. Anyway, for us, vastu eva adaraha. And so, it's all Ishvara setup, we say. And for us, all that is there is one vastu. Yeah. Looking at the thing, looking at this thing as a vastu, Satchidananda or Asthibhati Priyam, thereby we say the name and form is projected. That's it, nothing else. So our commitment is not to prove that it is projected. Our commitment is to prove that all that is there is a manifestation of one vastu. Thereby, what is manifested means name and form basically is mithya. That's how we say. So our commitment is not to prove name and form mithya. Our commitment is to prove all that is there is one thing, that is you. So this is a very big difference. We never say it is this creation, except this sṛṣṭi is basically a subjective, etc. Anyway, so for them there is no adhiṣṭhāna for anything. Shunyam is adhiṣṭhānam ultimately. Kshanika Vijñānam, one argument, and then Shunyam is another argument. And so this Jagat, basically is, they look upon this sṛṣṭi as purely subjective. We look upon whole thing as Param Brahma. So it's an entirely different thing. All that is there is one whole, nothing else. If everything is just, it's one whole, there is no second thing at all, Advitiyatvam. Thereby we say that this name and forms are basically mithya. That's how we say. We have no commitment to prove unreal creation. Our commitment is to prove all that is there is one truth, one whole, Brahman. That is our commitment. So this is the difference. And so sattva-rūpa, Māyā-sarupa, etc. There I want to say few things in this, because this example we take, and Kārikā says Māyā-sarupa also. And therefore we also say, Swamiji, whole creation is a manifestation of Māyā and all that. So let's discuss a little bit. Anyway, first thing is Vishishta Advaitin say this creation is like a swapna. We give example, but their example they don't look upon swapna, creation of a swapna, as the projection of the mind. We say it's all projection of the mind. They don't say that. They say swapna also is a creation of a Ishvara. It's not projection of our mind. And therefore this creation also is like swapna. Means this creation also like swapna, which is a creation of the Ishvara, therefore real, this creation also is like Swapna and it is real. That is Vishishtadvaita. Therefore, it is Sapna-rūpa. So you can look upon this creation is real. How, and what is example? Swapna. Yes, Swapna is a projection of mind. No. Swapna is a creation of Ishvara. And in creation of Ishvara, you cannot call projection. Creation of Ishvara is real. So Swapna also is a creation of Ishvara. And this creation, like Swapna, also is creation of Ishvara alone, and therefore it is real. So that is their commitment. But anyway, Buddhas definitely say it's a subjective creation. We say basically regarding this creation, we say this much. We cannot say it is existent, independently existent. We don't say it is non-existent. So in this creation you find something, a certain feature which proves its existence. In creation you find a certain feature which proves its non-existence. Both the things are there. Satchet na pratiyeta. Satchet na badheta. Na vinashyeta. Asatchet na pratiyeta. If it is creation is non-existent, then there would not be an experience. Pratiti means here experience. Since you experience, you cannot say it is non-existent. Okay, then it is existent. No, satchet. If it is existent, na vinashyeta, na badheta. But it goes away. Anything in this creation which is there right now goes away, which was not there before also. If it is sat, is existing independently, then it cannot be negated at any period of time. And therefore, basically, for this creation we cannot call, which is as a sat, we cannot call it as a asat. This is how we say. There are people who say the creation is a splendor of Ishvara, etc. Or the Vishishtadvaitin, who talks about creation like Sapna, they say creation is real. Okay? Buddhas say there is no creation at all. All that is there is just, it is created from the mind. It is just a projection. There is no objective creation at all. That's what they say. Therefore, totally asat. They say creation is asat. Vishishtadvaitin and the people who say it's all splendor, Aishwarya of the Ishvara, they say creation is real. We don't say either of that. Could you follow what I'm saying? And we'll talk about Māyā, so you will understand this kind of a thing. So that is how our mithya means what? Mithya means what? Sadasat vilakshanam. Sadasat vilakshanam. So these people, sṛṣṭi-chintaka, some people say it is sat, real. Some Buddhas, etc., they say it is asat. We don't say that. Either of that we don't say. So just enjoy it. It is there in your experience. That's it. Dekhte jao. Bas. Well, like, it's amazing. So basically, if you know the Māyāvi, then even if he creates everything, you will enjoy it. Let us see. There is nothing real in that. But you are experiencing. And as you experience, you enjoy the whole his show, magic show, etc. Because your drishti is on the Māyāvi only. You know that he is real. Basically, once that is taken into account, then whatever he shows that he is climbing the rope and all that thing, it's all basically a projection of this power, magical power. So you enjoy it. Dekhte jao, bas. So this is how we say. We are not at all interested in proving it is either real or either unreal. Therefore, that is how we are not sṛṣṭi-chintaka. Because we are Turīya-chintaka. We have taken, basically we have caught hold of Turiya from the Shruti, because Shruti is a pramana for us. And then definitely all that is a show of that Turiya, appearance of projection of that Turiya. Anyway. And here let us discuss first this Swapna. Creation, this sṛṣṭi is like a Swapna or not. Right? Now we also give that example, but there is a difference. When this is said here, Kārikā negates that some sṛṣṭi-chintaka say this is like dream. So Swamiji, we also give that example. I will explain you. And creation is like Māyā. So that also Swamiji we say, but there is a big difference. So we have to discuss this a little bit, because looks, Kārikā is negating Vedantic view. It looks like, but it is not. You know, we give a drishtanta of the sapna, and they also say like sapna, but there is a big difference. And we say it is like sapna because, let's take first our view. When we say it is like sapna, means basically our interest is that whatever you see in this dream world, including dream time, dream space, dream objects, dream insentient things, dream sentient beings, everything, even a dream sentient being's thought, dream sentient being's sense organs, dream sentient being's speech, right? You see sometimes that somebody is speaking, you see in a dream, like. Anyway, all that is there, entire creation, dream creation, is you. That's it. Our attempt is to prove a non-duality through the dream example. Non-duality. You, the waker consciousness, alone pervades. You alone project the whole thing. Whole thing is sustained by you, and whole thing resolves into the waker consciousness, right? That's all what our idea is. We have no adara for a dream creation. What is there in a dream creation? How it is came about? Nothing. When we give an example, we want to prove that even though in a dream creation there are several things, sentient, insentient things are there, time, space, everything is there, but all that is there is non-separate from you. You only appear as all these things, and thereby, even though there are several things, and in a dream even it looks like that the dreamer and the dream objects, means subject-object duality also is there. It is ultimately a projected duality. All that is there is just consciousness. If you want to say specifically, we can say waker consciousness, okay? Waker consciousness, Swamiji, there is no waker consciousness, it is consciousness. Okay, consciousness. But my point is this, our attempt to give an example of a dream is not to prove anything else other than the non-duality of you. Even though you experience the duality, you alone become a dreamer and dream objects. That's what I mean. You project the dreamer and dream objects. Same way here in this creation, the subject and the object, the waker and the waking objects, looks that they are different from each other, separate from each other. There is a real division between subject and object. There is no division. Subject, object, both are just one consciousness. That's what we want to prove. And therefore our commitment is not for the dream world or even for this world. Our commitment is to prove that there is one reality behind everything, and that is you. That is called whole. That's called consciousness, Brahman, etc. So our commitment is that. So here, to prove in a waking world that I, the waker, and the waking world are basically, there is no real division. There is no real separation between the waker and the waking world. Subject objects are basically not the duality is not real. For that, what example should we give? We give example of a dream example. Clear? So this is our idea. So we don't want to prove that like the sapna is basically unreal, same way this dream or this creation also is unreal. No. We may say that later, but our idea, whole idea is that how one thing can appear as a subject and object. That is what our idea is, not in any other thing. Just by proving waking world mithya, what do you achieve? What do you achieve? You cannot achieve. If you talk about that, well, mithya means there is a one reality which is there, and that is consciousness, which is also a reality for the subject also. And therefore, really, there is no duality at all between subject and object. So big subject also is consciousness, non-separate from consciousness, or subject is consciousness. Sometimes non-separate means, that one gets an idea of this, non-separate. These are non-separate. Don't think subject is non-separate from consciousness, means subject is consciousness. And object also is non-separate from consciousness, object is consciousness. Pot is non-separate from clay, means pot is clay. That's what it means. So one derives the existence from the other. And like in a dream world, all that is shining in the dream world, revealed in the dream world, exists in the dream world, is nothing but you. And therefore, definitely all dream world is non-separate from you, the waker consciousness, or the entire dream world is you, the subject, object, dreamer and the dream objects. All that is you, consciousness, which is undivided whole. Because subject, object, really, if they are projected, they cannot divide consciousness. And therefore consciousness is one whole. You are whole. Waker consciousness is whole. Same way here. So all that is there is one Purnam Vastu. That is for that purpose only we give this example. Sapna. Okay. That is for us. What about others? Well, Bhashyakara writes at one place that, people who think that this creation, this sṛṣṭi, is like Swapna, means basically he is really, he's doing a mockery. He says people go to some place for a bhiksha, somebody's place, and after eating everything, they say, where is the eater of this bhiksha? What is this? Therefore, the people who say this whole creation is like a swapna, means it is saying you go to somebody's place, eat everything, and then you say, where is the eater? There is no eater at all. It's like that. So basically that is not true. Means you are doing a whole vyavahara, right? You are doing vyavahara with the world, and therefore you don't say it is like swapna. Like swapna means if you compare to prove the non-duality, that's wonderful. Other than that, any other thing you want to prove means you have a commitment for the creation then. So definitely that is that's not correct. Anyway, so why, Swamiji, this creation cannot be called swapna? Well, how swapna is created? Swapna is created from my impressions which are there in my mind. All that you see in swapna, you know before. You know before. Means you know before. How you know? How you know? There was an experience and then an impression has been created. That is stored in you. And in swapna it manifests. Right? In swapna it manifests. Your samskara basically, vasanas we call, which are born of experiences of those objects, are there and they only manifest. Okay. Now about this creation, you say this is exactly like swapna. Means here, whatever you see are also born of your samskara. Could you follow what I am saying? If swapna, all the objects which you are seeing are born of your samskara, if this creation, waking creation also is like swapna, means exactly like swapna only, in that case it should be, this creation also is born of your samskaras. There in swapna also and here also. In that case, all that you see is known to you before. Here, whatever you see, it is known to you before. But you find most of the things are not known. That's what you see. Every day you come across as though new things. Otherwise you should say, Swami, we know you. Since Anadi Kala we know you. So it is It's not that, then you need not ask me a question at all. You need not be asking, what's your name? When did you take sannyasa? From where you are? Nothing you should ask. Every day you come across thousands and thousands of things in this waking world which you are knowing at that moment, which were not known to you before. Which were not known to you before, in that case, how can you say that this creation is exactly another dream? Like dream. Like dream is we give example, that's a way like, but this is different I am saying. Would you follow what I am saying? It is also a dream. Like dream is exactly like dream. Then in dream is basically all are created from your knowledge of the things. So this creation also should be created from your knowledge. In that case, whole creation, whatever you come across on a daily basis is known to you already. But that is not so. In fact, you know every day which was not known before. In fact, unknown becomes known to you through your objective. Through your thought. So therefore, this creation basically is not born of your knowledge. Sapna is all right. This is different. And therefore, we don't have samskaras of this creation, right? We have samskaras of the dream creation, and therefore our samskara manifest, knowledge manifest, impressions manifest, and so all those objects are known to you. This creation basically is not dream. They are not known to you before, etc. When they were not before, then how can you say the samskaras, right? And therefore, basically, several things are in your presence itself. You find several things are created, and then they decide to give a name and everything. Means it's not known. Whereas in a dream, space is there. Swami is there. Means that name and form, that connection is very well known to you. Right? That's the knowledge. That's your impression. So and so name with so and so form is known to you already. So all that you see in a dream is basically known before. Here in this creation, all that you see is known before. It's not so. You never say, "Oh Swamiji, everything I know. Now I am recollecting." No, nothing is recollected here. And therefore, don't say this is a dream. So that's how here Kārikā, I think he negates in that sense. This, like our dream, this is also a dream. No. And samskaras are born of what? That also is another. Karma. Body should be there, experiences should be there. You come across, you experience thing, and that is stored as in your memory, etc., as an impression, right? So then what is first? Samskaras born of karma. Karmas are born of what? Samskaras. So who is first? Who is next? Anyway, my point is, this is one thing. It is not so. Okay. Then second thing is Māyā Sarupa. So this Māyā Sarupa means what? That Ishvara created this. But this creation is basically a Māyā. Means Ishvara has that power. In Ishvara there is a power. There is power. Understand what I am saying? Big difference here itself. In Ishvara there is a power which basically because of that power, this whole creation manifests. That's how they say. Well, we say, let's leave at this thing. Come to that example. If you keep seeing this magician alone, even though he's by his trick, he tries your attention somewhere else. And then you will not be able to see him. Suppose if even though he tries a lot to take your attention to to his glory, etc., all this magical power, but if your attention remains on the magician, then whatever he tries, well, that will not be, you will not be affected by that, naturally. But generally what they do is, they always do something and draws your attention on that side, by which as though he is covered. So he's simply standing there, nothing else. That's a reality. But well, if he does some trick by which your attention goes from him to what he creates or projects, then in that case, well, now the whole show becomes a reality for you. So generally, this sarkar, and in those days, they used to tell beforehand that we are going to show you something, and then they try to show. But most of the time now, well, that's how we say it's a hand trick and this and that. So our attention goes to that trick, and thereby we lose attention on him, etc. And then we are under this spell of this is power, and we see that trick, and maybe that trick we take it as a real also. So this they give one Mahatma used to give an example that you go to a photographer, so that he can take your photographs. You have to submit somewhere, and so then this person, this photographer, instead of taking photographs through camera, he basically starts talking and offers tea and everything. And there are other people also in that that basically that studio. So you drink tea, talk to the people, talk to even other people, and you take tea, etc. Meanwhile, you are not aware of him, was standing with the photograph, the camera, and he starts clicking. And after everything, this tea is over and the people are going away. Now you say, "Oh, photographer, now you take my photos." He said, "I have already taken." Why? Because I like natural photos, he says. Natural photos. Natural photos means what? When you are in your, not really, posing yourself for taking photograph, then your real photographs come. So basically, he may take 9 photographs of you with a different gestures and postures and everything. And so as you say that you take my photograph, he said, "I would have already taken." But what he has done is, he has withdrawn your attention from himself, and he has directed your attention to the tea and the people who are talking to you and all that, and he takes this photograph. Same way here also, in our case, our attention basically is to all the sṛṣṭi, which is his just a magical power kind of a thing, his magic show kind of a thing. Our attention has gone from the very Māyā way, and that is how we are under his spell. That's what I was telling you, Avarana Shakti. By Parameshwara's Avarana Shakti. The Māyā means Avarana Shakti, under which, well, we are under the spell of his Māyā, and so we don't see the Māyā with the Brahman, and whatever he has created, that becomes a real for us. Anyway, so this is what it means, Māyā. But what my point is, ultimately, people who say this is Ishvara's Māyā only has manifested, means they accept that there is some power in the Ishvara. Ishvara is there, but there is power also. So basically the Māyā, which is Sat, means some kind of a power is there, which alone manifests in the form of this creation. That itself is wrong. How? That's what I want to discuss with you. That there is a power in a Ishvara, in Brahman. There is some power in Brahman is a wrong statement. Yes. There is a power in Brahman, means Ishvara, the Brahman is there plus some his power. That itself is a wrong thing. So I would like to discuss regarding Māyā. Whether Māyā is there in Brahman or not there. Not there, issue. There, issue. Could you follow what I am saying? Yeah. That I have to discuss. Perhaps I may discuss partly today, partly in the next class. But let's first we are become a sṛṣṭi-chintaka momentarily. Now, when you see this creation, what do you find? That three faculties are predominant in this creation. Right? Three faculties are predominant. So, what are the three faculties? One is basically you find activity in the creation. One thing, activity. Could be a sentient being, could be inert thing. Inert thing also is doing certain activity. And a sentient beings like me, you, all right now at this moment itself, we are doing an activity. I am speaking, you are listening, etc. So this is the first thing. And that activity reveals what? There is a power. What is power? Kriya-shakti. Right? Power of activity, because of which activity takes place. Somehow I don't know, but today itself in Panchadashi, in a 13th chapter, I had to discuss this. There also this is a topic going on. Anyway, so there are 2-3 people for whom it could be a little repetition, but bear with me. But other people will definitely get some insight into that. So first thing is that in a manifest creation, you find activity reveals that there is a manifest power of activity, Kriya Shakti, manifest, because of which activity can take place. And in that I told you about inert things and sentient beings, all are doing activity. Anyway, so this is one. The next one is, you see there are sentient beings who are trying to know, like you right now. You are trying to know. So if you are trying to know, you must have a power to know. Then only you are able to know. If you don't have a power to know, how will you know? Therefore, there is another thing you find in this creation, that the sentient beings are trying to know. Even a lion, is moving in the forest. He is trying to know. Where is the animal? What is this? Even a little thing which moves here and there, he will see what is the thing there, etc. So all sentient beings, here in this creation, are trying to know because there is a manifest power to know. Manifest, naturally. So it is a Jnana Shakti. There is a second thing. And the third thing, don't say Ichha Shakti. Ichha and Kriya go together, okay, in sentient beings. Anyway, the third thing is we call as, in a creation, you find several things are very inert. They are lying there for ages. Like a see the mountain. A rock in the mountain is lying there. Think that way. Is lying there since ages. Unless some external force makes it move, it won't move. Some external force. Could be a lot of rain, because of which the whole thing comes down. Or some other force, maybe wind or whatever. It lies there like that. That's called inertia. It's called Dravya Shakti. Dravya Shakti. All the sentient beings, please remember, and all the inert things have this threefold power. Swamiji, you also have a Dravya Shakti, you have inertia? Yes. When? Deep sleep state. This Dravya Shakti is nothing but a Shakti which is manifest when other two powers are not there. When Kriya Shakti and Jnana Shakti are not there, when they are absent, what is there is Dravya Shakti. Or we can say, when this Dravya Shakti inertia manifest, these other two powers will not manifest. As though this Dravya Shakti overpowers other two Shaktis. You can say that. Either way. Okay? This is the whole game. Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, we put it together. In this manifest creation, activity is there. There is a activity to do something, activity to know is also there, and you find, well, there is an inertia. Right? Three things are there. Definitely, it's due to all this activity to do, activity to know, and this the inertia, etc., which is there in manifest creation, is due to threefold power. That is also manifest, right? Power to know is unmanifest, and still you are knowing. No, if I am right now knowing, therefore power also is manifest. That is for sure. So I am classifying the whole creation into threefold power, manifest power. So, and that is Jnana Shakti and Ichha Kriya together and Dravya Shakti. When this creation is unmanifest in a potential state, this power also is unmanifest. And therefore Jnana Shakti manifest, which is there in a potential state, is called Sattva Guna. And Kriya Shakti and Ichha Shakti, which is manifest now, when the creation is unmanifest, then these two powers also remain unmanifest. That is called Rajoguna. And inertia, which is there in manifest creation, which is there in a potential state, is called Tamoguna. Could you follow? And therefore, this threefold power alone, which was potentially there in the form of three gunas, alone manifest in the form of this creation. Therefore, this potential state of this world we call Shakti with threefold power. Threefold faculty. Sattva-rajas-tamo gunatmika Māyā. Could you follow? So this is when these three gunas basically are in a state of equilibrium, then they will not manifest. Means there will not be a sṛṣṭi. When there is an imbalance between them, then there is a creation. When there is an imbalance, then there is a creation. Therefore, in creation also you find that there is an imbalance. Because Sattva-guna may be in me right now more, then Rajoguna becomes predominant, then Tamoguna becomes predominant, or else generally in a human being Jnana Shakti is more, so therefore Sattva-guna is more, but in a stone Tamoguna is more. There is always a gradation. Look at the Kriya Shakti. Let's first talk about Jnana Shakti. The creation, which is nothing but a Sattva-guna. Sattva-guna manifest. Sattva-guna's Karya, you can say. So, definitely, okay. So, from the creation, where threefold power is manifest, I can infer that its cause, which is a potential state of this creation, is Trigunatmikam. Right? Can I say that? Because Karana Gunaha Karye Anuvartante. Karana Guna alone, the attributes of the Karana alone inheres into effect. Therefore, if you find these three gunas in the creation, from the activity, etc., then you can say its cause also have a three gunas. Like, when you see a child, from his face or her face, you say, well, these are his parents. From the skin of the color of the child, you say, yeah, they are his parents. From the disease in the physical body, you say that maybe they are even in their parents. Like a hypertension, like a diabetes, like a certain heart disease, cholesterol, all they They immediately say, even people like Swami who have not studied at all medicine, when somebody says, Swamiji, I am diabetic, oh, do your father, mother has? Like as if I am a big, doctor of medicine. Oh, your father, mother has this? And then he says, yes. Swami feels he is a big, big doctor. So my point is, Karana Gunaha eve Karye. So in Karya, if you find these three gunas manifestation, I told you activities, etc., then definitely that Karana, the potential state of this creation, which is Karana, also have three gunas. Therefore, that power is Trigunatmika. That is one. Okay? And when they are in balance, it is Pralaya, dissolution state. And there is an imbalance, then there is a creation. And therefore, in creation, you find an imbalance. Somewhere, some is manifest more, certain thing manifest less. In a stone, there is no manifestation of Kriya Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Dravya Shakti is more. Somewhere Kriya Shakti is more. Yeah. Power to act, etc. Act is more. You find the birds, my God, they or even a monkey, they won't sit, monkeys won't sit on a branch of a tree more than 10 minutes. Jump. Even birds I see, it may be any blue jay or this or that, but you feel that you let me take a photograph, with a camera. By the time, run away, fly away. And either in people also you see, some people are, they say, Swamiji, we can't sit. We can't sit. Don't advise us to meditate. I can't sit even for 1 hour in listening to this. I generally switch off my that video kind of, and then I try to listen because I have to move in the home. So there are people who are listening Mandukya Kārikā with Bhashyam, doing other things. They cannot sit. They just can't sit. And there are people who are very contemplative, very attentive, right? So you see every degree, you see this kind of a inequilibrium in the creation. Therefore, that is true that in a potential state when all the three gunas, three faculties are in equilibrium, there is no creation. Only when there is inequilibrium, there is a creation. So called. We are accepting right now this is a creation, okay? So this is how the thing is. The cause is a potential state, Shakti, Trigunatmika. And that potential state means basically it's an unmanifest state of the creation. We can call that potential state as a avyaktam, right? Like a tree which is there in a seed in unmanifest condition. Same way. The whole, this samsara vriksha was there in a potential state. Well, that potential state, that Shakti, that power, which is Trigunatmika, can be called avyaktam. Also, new name now. In a manifest condition, you find a differentiation in the creation. Things are different. 1, 2, even 2 fingers are not same. Even this also. 2 hands are not same. So in a creation, you find that there is a variety, differences are there. When the whole thing is in potential state, you don't find any differences, right? When the tree is in an unmanifest state, you don't find the leaves and the branches and the flowers and the fruits and roots, nothing. Therefore, the potential state is called undifferentiated state, called avyakrutam. Avyakrutam. So, so many names I have given for that karana, potential state. Māyā we will see later. What is Māyā? Why we call Māyā? Before that, all other names. So that is this, we can say that potential state is a Karana, cause, which is Trigunatmika. Trigunatmikam, you want to say right now, Trigunatmikam. But Shakti, when you say, then definitely you start giving feminine nouns. Shakti is basically word, is a feminine noun. Because when you say creation, therefore that potential state is a creative power. Anyway. So therefore, Shakti or Trigunatmika or Avyaktam or Avyakrutam, etc. No, Swamiji, Avyakruta. Okay, Avyakruta. Avyakta. Okay, Avyakta. So this is thing. And it is called Prakriti also. Prakriti because that is the cause. That is the cause. Prakarshena Kriti Yogyatvat. That is the cause. Brahman is not a Karya or Karana anything. So even though it is so called in Brahman, right now take it that way, that this power is, and why we call it Shakti? Because we want to tell that any Shakti can never be independent of a Shaktiman, the conscious being. To indicate that we use word Shakti. Any Shakti, it could be a speaking power, it could be any power. Power must have some ashraya. That's how that ashraya we call powerful. Yeah. And therefore, word Shakti we are using to indicate that it has some ashraya. Here Brahman. Okay? Yeah. So that Shakti which is there in a Brahman, okay? So that Shakti alone manifests like that. That is the cause, because Brahman is not a Karya or Karana anything. And therefore if you say, no, this is creation, therefore you have to attribute the causal status to that Shakti only, because Brahman is not. Okay? Okay. Therefore it's called Prakriti. That is the cause for the manifestation of everything. Okay. Now finally the word remain is Māyā. Why you call Māyā? And for that we will have to wait, because it's already time is over. So finally one thing is left. Yeah. It is also called avidya. There are two reasons to call that potential state Shakti, Avyaktam, as a avidya also. Yes. First, there are two reasons. First reason is Swayam na vidyate iti avidya. Swayam na asti. Swayam na asti iti or na vidyate. Fourth conjugation, vid dhatu. To be, to exist. Swayam na vidyate. It doesn't exist on its own. Therefore, it is avidya. Okay, Māyā doesn't exist on its own. That Prakriti, that power doesn't exist on its own. It always has ashraya, that is okay. But now come to this, that you have to say because of the Shruti. But you see the creation. Then definitely you will see that the creation, in creation you are able to appreciate that avidya. How? Any given thing here, it doesn't exist on its own. Like a table, right? This table doesn't exist on its own. It's not self-existent. Table exists on account of wood, right? So swayam na vidyate, swayam na asti. Swayam means swatantraha nasti. It doesn't exist on its own. Swayam means self. It doesn't exist on its own. Swayam means on its own. That's better. It doesn't exist on its own. It's not independently existing. Therefore, table is avidya. Could you follow? Table is avidya. In your mind, avidya means absence of knowledge. Therefore, you feel this is avidya. But you should understand, that is a different meaning that I will tell you later. But first, avidya means swayam na vidyate iti avidya. In a creation, nothing exists on its own. No, Swamiji, wood exists on. Wood also exists because of some particles, okay? Wood particles, whatever. Or we call sawdust or whatever. Okay, sawdust exists because of molecule. Molecule exists. But one thing is there all the way, which exists on its own and which lends existence to every name and form here. And that is consciousness. Asti bhati, asti bhati, asti bhati. Table, table asti bhati. Then wood, wood asti bhati. Then sawdust, sawdust asti bhati. Molecule, molecule asti bhati. That asti bhati never goes. That is Satchit. I mean, I'm not going because my topic is Maya, but I'm just saying. So in a creation, nothing exists on its own. Any given cause which lends existence to the effect, that cause itself is a effect of some other cause. And therefore wood has a cause. Wood is a cause of the effect which lends existence to effect called table, but wood itself derives existence from something else. So finally, what derives existence, what derives existence from something, that thing, that ultimate cause must be self-existing. And self-revealing. Anyway, so ultimately, the entire creation basically is called avidya, this manifest creation. And the cause also will be the same, karana guṇah karya vartante. Therefore, in a potential state, this creation which is manifest in an unmanifest state is also same, doesn't exist on its own. And that is, so this prakriti or avyaktam, shakti, trigunatmika, etc. is also called avidya. Another meaning, final. Vidya nashyatvat avidya. Vidya nashyatvat. This avidya, why you call avidya? Because basically it is destroyed by knowledge of the truth. Oh, so once you know that whole thing is one consciousness. I told you already, giving example of a table, that what really exists is this consciousness that is self-existing and self-revealing. Knowing that, now the whole creation or the potential state, Maya, nashyatvat. Nashyatvat means badhyatvat. It has become mithya. There is no nasha at all. If I say I am going against even a science also, there is no nasha at all. So our nasha in Vedanta, destruction is nothing, real destruction is not there. It is simply negation. When we negate the reality of a given thing, we have as though destroyed that thing. And therefore, the whole creation, names and forms basically, are bhaditam. So vidya nashyatvat, atma vidyaya, Turīya-vidyaya nashyatvat. Knowing the one truth behind the whole, the invariable consciousness behind the variable world. Any variable object, has this invariable consciousness. That's how invariable. You cannot displace it. What is displaced is this variable objects. Invariable consciousness cannot be displaced. Anyway, because of that only everything is experienced. I'm not going into that right now. Okay, so therefore, knowing that thing, consciousness as oneself, of course, the whole creation, manifest or unmanifest, badhyam. Therefore, it is called avidya, because it is vidyaya nashyatvat, bhaditatvat. So therefore, up to this will keep. Now only thing is why it is called Maya. That we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.